What's going on? This your boy Chris Simmons coming to you with another special podcast episode with another special guest. I'm so glad that she was finally able to make it on. I did, man. I thought we was gonna do it last week, but you know what I'm saying, like stuff come up and it happens. I was like really excited because I was like, man, I had this great episode. I was full of energy. I was like, all right, bet we about to have this girl on. But unfortunately, I think she came down with something. I think she came down with some type of sickness. So I was like, yeah, I don't want you to, feel like garbage, So I was like, all right, we'll just move it to next week. But I'm glad we're finally here today, and I'm glad that she was still able to make it on. So just to give y'all a little background, I'll have her go ahead and explain a little bit more about what she do here in a minute. But just to give y'all just a little bit of background about who this is. She is a holistic health and mindset coach who is on a mission to help people boost their confidence and double their energy. So without further ado, let me introduce y'all to Miss Pearl Cicci. What's going on with you, girl? How you doing?
Hello, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad I was finally able to hop on and be on the show. So thank you. I'm super excited.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's good to see you as well. I know we got I know I have a good episode, a good topic for us to talk about. But before we get into that, first of all, where you located? You say you weren't at home. You say you at a friend's house. So, what like what part of the world are you in? I'm very curious.
Yeah, well, I'm from Vancouver, but I'm currently living in Nicaragua, specifically San Juan del Sur.
All right.
And currently I'm at my friend's house because he has good Wi-Fi.
All right. Nicaragua. I haven't been to that part of the world. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's not in North America, so that now I know this is terrible because I should know this, but what continent is that in? Where is that at again?
Don't worry, I'm not great either. So it's in Central America and it's
Okay.
just above Costa Rica, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sure it's pretty nice out there. Is it pretty nice out there? How's the weather out there?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's tropical. It's hot. It's beautiful. The beaches. It's great. It's really nice.
I had a feeling because I see you got your tank top on and you see me, I got my sweatshirt on because it's about 25 degrees over here in Kent, Ohio. So I was like, bro, I was like, wherever you at, it must be hot.
It's hot. It's
I
hot. Yes.
like it was about 100 degrees.
I don't know. I don't do degrees. I'm Canadian, so we
Oh
do
yeah.
Celsius.
Man, I should have known that as well. I forgot y'all on a whole different metric system out there.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what that is, but it's about like 30 Celsius here. So
Ooh, so that's about. I think that's close to. I think that's about 100 degrees. I think I do remember having to learn the metric system in school, but like I said, I didn't forget. So I think that's close to 100 degrees. But yeah, but that's good. That's good though. I'm glad that you out there. Seems like you're living your best life. From what I remember talking to you last time. Now, why don't you tell my audience, uh, what specifically? I know we talked about what you do, but what specifically, like what are some of your how do you work with your clients and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? How do you
yeah.
boost their confidence?
Yeah, great question. So I am a nutritionist, health coach, wellness coach, personal trainer, and group fitness instructor. And so it's evolved into all these things, but basically holistic health is the umbrella term. And I have a lot of different offerings and services, but basically I do coaching, group coaching, and fitness classes. And whenever people work on their health, work on their well-being, work on themselves, how they view themselves, their body image, how they take care of their bodies, it automatically just boosts their confidence because they're feeling better and they're more confident that they are, doing the things that they need to do to make themselves, whether it's look good, feel good, whatever their goal is. And so it boosts their confidence because they know that they're doing what it takes and they're taking actions, building the habits. And so in turn, that's just one of the many things that comes out of this. But I know whenever I ask people like their first question or their first answer is like, oh, I want to lose weight most of the time. And I'm like, okay, I dig deeper because there's always a deeper reason why people want something. And I ask, well, what would losing weight get you? Like what is that gonna give you? Like what's that gonna change for you? And probably 95% of people say, oh, it would make me more confident. And so confidence is something a lot of people want more of. Of course, it's a good thing to have. And so taking care of your health is one way to do that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I had to change the view. There we go. I like this view better. But all right, that is amazing. I mean, that seems like you're doing some phenomenal work, which is part of the reason why I reached out to you for real. Now, for those of you who don't know, I reached out to her, and at first we were trying to come up with what could be a good day, what could be a good time to talk, and that's why I was like really excited because I came across her Instagram. Now I do a lot of research. I try to find somebody who would really be fit, who would really go well on the show. And when I take a look at your Instagram, it seems like you got a lot going on for real. Like your type of method. I mean, I'm looking at you dancing. I mean, you by the beach, you by the water, you working out. I mean, it's like, my goodness, like you somewhere in the tropical place. And you know what? I personally feel like, people should be able to do that with their life for real. And that's why I really love what you about, is because it seems like you know how to relax. I think there's one reel I see on here. There's one reel I'm looking at, you just meditating. I'm like, all right. What I mean? I'm like, all right. Like, you know what? That's awesome. I think I think you might be outside too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that,
I try my best, like something that I work on a lot is trying to relax because being in North America, the culture and the energy is very much, I'm sure you can relate or experience that. It's like go, 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 always doing something, on to the next thing, always being more successful, make more money. What's the next thing? Starting this, doing that. And so coming here, actually, I'm still getting better at relaxing, but truly just relaxing and doing nothing and hanging out by the beach or in the hammock or going on a boat, like days like that are something I don't do enough. So I'm really trying to learn how to relax more because it's really important to enjoy the life, enjoy the things that we do, and yeah, our day to day.
you know what, that goes right into the topic that I have for today, because the topic that I was trying to figure out, what can I talk about with my girl Pearl. And you know what, we're on the topic, we're on the discussion of knowing how to relax, and that goes right into today's topic. So I titled this topic, relax your mind, because I understand that it is tough, like especially over here, in North America, because business is very fast paced. Everybody wants you to do a million things at a time when you're working with business over here in North America. So, I just want to take this time to just get into the topic of relaxing your mind. You know what I'm saying? I do this, I practice this every day. um I'm in the gym now. I know my audience knows this already. I like to go to the gym every morning. Now you may be like, man, how do you relax at the gym? Because I'm releasing those negative things that goes on in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard like going to the gym, it releases a lot of like negative toxins that go in your mind, and it gives me that energy boost. You know what I'm saying? It definitely gives me that energy boost to go throughout my day. I don't have to think about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about, you know, just anything, like anything that might cause me stress. I ain't thinking about gas prices, because gas prices over here is definitely something we're stressing over, because we got $3 a tank. Like, come on now. I drive a V8 engine. That's stress. That's $4 a tank. So like, there's a lot of things that's going on over here that can cause a lot of stress. But the number one thing is you gotta take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to take care of yourself and your mind, because your mental health is important. So,
Mm-hmm. 100.
so you got to figure out some ways to be able to relax. And usually that's, for me, that's in the morning, because the time that I get up in the morning, nobody up. So you got to find time. You got to be able to make time throughout your day, because you got
Mm.
24 hours in the day. So you might as well use a certain time frame where you're like, all right, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 to 5, I'm shutting everything off. I'm doing what I love to do, because if you don't do that, nobody else gonna do it. And I also do yoga too. Like, I picked up the tradition of doing yoga every Saturday. Every Saturday I'm in that studio. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not done yoga, I recommend give it a try just one time. because they got the relaxing, soothing music in there. You know, they're like, all right, everybody getting your vinyasas. And I'm just like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, like, you know, when you do yoga, like, it's very relaxing. Most of it, like, I think my favorite yoga pose is the Shavasana, where you just lay there, you just
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they'll tell you, all right, go to a relaxing place. You know, it's kind of like meditation. But
Yeah. Very similar.
yeah, I'm sure you probably done. Have you done yoga before?
Oh yeah, yeah, I've done quite a bit of yoga. I used to do it every week and I haven't been doing as much here, but yeah, yoga is amazing and it's a great practice and it's good for your body, mind, and spirit and flexibility and just allowing you to just like calm down your body and tune in, you know? That's great. I love yoga.
Yeah, it definitely makes you feel, connected. It makes you like it's almost like, like a healthy way to meditate, just kind of discover yourself a little bit, discover like, something about yourself and just being able to do it in a relaxing state. That's
Yeah, it's one of the ways to meditate. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other ways you can do it, but I know my two forms of meditation is working out and yoga because I'm an active person. Maybe it could be bike riding, maybe it could be swimming. Uh, One thing I also love to do is kayaking. I love to kayak. I think I took a kayaking trip one earlier when it was warmer outside. It was like in August when I went on a Wednesday at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The downside was it rained, but like I said, like I'm out here trying to take care of myself and be able to, take care of my mental health because it's important. One alarming stat was that over 40 million adults suffer from anxiety. And what is anxiety? Feeling anxious or worried about your life. What are you worried about, man? Why are you constantly? But it's hard to escape it because we got sources like the news. You got just a lot of stuff on social media that makes us anxious. But I'm telling you, your life is not in the hands of social media nor the news. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you got to wake up every day with some type of purpose that says I'm gonna go get it done no matter what the circumstances. I'm going to do this for me and not nobody else. And if you continue to keep worrying about everything that you can't control, you will never ever take control of what your life is supposed to be like. So my suggestion, take control of your life, find time to do what you like. Because if you spend time doing what you don't love, then why are you doing it? Is my question. Why are you doing
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yeah, I
Stop
said the
doing it.
same thing.
You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? But yeah, no, I don't. But yeah, I'll go ahead and let Pearl speak because I don't want to dominate the conversation. So Pearl, I mean, if you got any, tips or anything, as a health coach that could help the people out here to just learn how to relax, sometimes learn how to relax a little bit, or maybe even share some stuff that you be doing for real. That
Yeah, I mean, do you have any questions in particular, or you just want me to chat? Because usually it's
yeah,
questions and flow, and yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, you could just, the floor is yours. Like, you can just talk about, what are some ways that you relax and how do you find time to, be able to spend with yourself, like on these tropical islands that you be on sometimes. Like, how do you find time to be able to do all that?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to that, it all comes down to prioritizing, right? Like everyone has time in their day. It's about what you put your time and energy towards.
Mm,
So for me, I make it a non-negotiable, right? For me, there's certain things that I need to do every day to maintain my health, my well-being, my mental health, and that is time for myself. And it looks different every morning, but every morning I have at least an hour or a bit, and I do my morning routine, right? And I have things that I do that I resonate with, that work with me, like meditating, like journaling, like listening to very chill frequency music, by visualizing, doing all these different things that help me just center myself, get myself in a good state for the day, start off on a positive note, and writing out things that I'm grateful for, certain things like that, right? That helps me really be in the zone. And then depending on the day, like I always want to make sure I have time, whether it's in the evening or in the middle of the day, to do something that I want to do and making time for that. So whether it's a walk or the gym or yoga or dancing, right? I always make sure I have time for dance breaks. I love dancing. And so just making time for doing the things you love to do. Because one thing that comes up a lot is that people say, oh, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. But there is, it's just that the things you're spending your time are not things that are serving you a lot of the time. So, you're scrolling on Instagram for an hour, or you're on TikTok, or you're, checking your email for an hour. It's like maybe you want to allocate your time differently. Automate your email, like spend less time scrolling and having that time to create and do the things that you know are going to help you make you feel better. And these are things that I really think should be non-negotiables for everyone, but that looks different for everyone, because what relaxes me, what relaxes you is different. So it's about finding when I say relax, I think it's like where your mind is at ease, right? Where your mind is at ease, where you're not overthinking or anxious, or you're just like in a flow state kind of, when you're present in the present moment. And people can find that presentness in any activity. So it's about what activity or what things that you do help you be present. And so that's really important, because I have a friend and a client who he hurt his foot and his phone was broken. And so he didn't really have much to do. And so he would say, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna relax, I'm gonna relax. But even though he was lying down and like taking care of his foot and icing his foot, he wasn't relaxing because his mind was racing, overthinking, he was overanalyzing, he was not in a calm state of mind. So when I think relaxation, it's not just about like doing nothing, but it's about your mind being in a positive, present moment state. And I encourage everyone to try different things. Notice when you feel calm, when you feel present, when you feel like, at one. I don't know, the way I describe it is like you feel at one, like no worries at all. And those are the things you want to do more of.
So let me ask you this question. What are some things that you are grateful for in your life, and what are some things that that you value the most about your life? And why do you think that you have value? What is it about you that makes you valuable? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everyone's grateful. There's always so much to be grateful for, and I write it out every day. So, I mean, there's a million things I could list, but of course, like my health, me being alive, my business, people that I work with, my friends, my family, being here in a tropical place, having all my senses working, and just like, just being able to do the things I want to do without much struggle. And like, of course, there's like little struggles, but like, oftentimes like we forget how privileged we are, especially as North Americans. And like, yeah, there's so much to be grateful. We have an abundance, we have opportunities online, and you can create really whatever life you want if you're serious enough about it. So yeah, grateful for so many things. And then value, I mean, value is subjective, and it just depends on what you find valuable, what you think is valuable. But I don't think like, for me, value is in the eye of the beholder. So like, I think I'm valuable just because I think I'm a great human, and like I've worked on myself for years and I've done a lot of things, but not everyone's going to think the same. So when it comes to value, I think it's just a very subjective, personal thing, and everyone thinks they're valuable for different reasons, and every human is valuable, of course. But it's about, do you believe you're valuable? Have you done the work and been able to self-actualize and to know that you deserve certain things, or you're worthy of certain things, right? And so it's about doing that inner work and knowing, regardless of whoever says what or the things you're doing, you're valuable and you're worthy of life and of going after the things you want, right? So that'd be my answer.
There we go. See, I wanted to ask you that question because, I wanted to lead, into one of my, I wanted to lead into this point I wanted to make because, a lot of people, when they have thoughts of anxiety and, all these different, things that, all these different doubts about themselves, was really what it is. I wanted to hear that from you because it's always good to hear somebody tell others what they value about themselves, because value comes from within. See, the
Mm-hmm.
part of people's problem with anxiety is that some of them feel like their value comes from another person, and looking at that other person and seeing what they have, and now
Yeah.
they thinking, oh, I ain't valuable because this person got the car, this person got the house, this person got the drip, you know what I'm saying? And they thinking, man,
Yeah.
I must live like this person in order to become valuable. I say this all the time. Your value comes from you seeing yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, value is subjective. So it's based off how you see yourself, not how anybody see yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's why I asked you that, because I wanted to hear from you, not from me, not from what your friends think, but what you think. And that's part of knowing how to relax your mind. Stop worrying about the things that you don't have, because if you constantly worry about the things you don't have, you will never learn how to appreciate the things that you do have. Let me say that
Mhm.
again, because I think somebody missed it. I think y'all missed it. I said if you constantly worry about the things that you don't have, you will never learn to appreciate the things that you do have. Okay,
Mhm.
because
Right.
sometimes we don't recognize what we already got. We don't recognize the gifts that we already have. We're constantly worrying about, oh, what if this person doesn't like this version of me? What if they say no? What if they do this? What if they do that? And it's like, bruh, why are you worried about stuff that has not happened yet? Why are you worried about stuff that other people have when you got to worry about what you got? Right. So part of being able to relax your mind, part of being able to just release and let go is being able to figure out, okay, what is it that makes me valuable? What is it that makes me stand out? What is it that I want to do? What is it
Mhm.
that what are some of my visions? What are some of my goals in my life that I want to accomplish? There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Like people think that, oh, I shouldn't be selfish. Yes, in this case, you should, because at the end of the day, if you're not doing what you love to do, if you're not in the place that you want to be in your life, that's on you, because you decided not to value yourself. You decided not to look at what you are already good at and go after it. So, I'm a very spiritual person, as you guys have known. I always love to make references to scripture. And in the book Second Peter chapter 3, verse 9, it says, the Lord is not slow to fulfill his promise, as some count his slowness, but is patient towards you. See, some of y'all thinking, oh man, my time hasn't came yet, because and then that's when y'all think, oh, it's not gonna come. See, that's another reason why we get so anxious about our life. We get so worried, is because when we go after some and it doesn't happen the way we think it will, we think it'll never come. And so I'll just give up on it. I'm never gonna be this, I'm never gonna be that. We start thinking down. But the reality is, it's coming. You just have to keep going. Now, being patient doesn't mean
Mhm.
sit there and do nothing. Being
Yeah.
patient doesn't mean, all right, I'm just going to give up and I'm just going to wait. Understand? It is part of continuing to know how to respond while you down, knowing how to respond when the challenges are present. See, that's how most successful people have made it, is they know how to still have that same energy to go after what they want when the challenges have been brought upon them. So you
Yeah.
have to still have that same energy and still have that same energy about yourself and your goals and your dreams to continue to keep moving in the direction that you want to move. Come on, somebody. I just see that Pearl. There has been people that said I should go into ministry, because sometimes I'll be on here preaching, because to my generation, I feel like it's a constant struggle. Um, and
It can be for some, yeah.
yeah, especially with now social media, has made it seem like there has to be a standard. It's a standard of beauty. It's a standard of success. But there ain't no such thing as that. See, it's all subjective. Success is how far you have came, not for how somebody else has came. Understand? The standard of
Mhm.
beauty is seeing what you value. Understand? How you value yourself, how you see yourself. If you see yourself as ugly, then that's what you are, because you are what you think. So it's about
Yeah.
knowing how to value yourself. That's how you can have that healthy mindset, is being able to have those high values about yourself, not letting nobody else define you. Understand? So that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I always want to see how people value themselves, because sometimes when I do ask that question, they'll be like, well, my friend thinks this, or my
Mhm.
mama thinks this about me. She says I got attitude problems. She says I ain't gonna be nothing in life. But it's like, how do you see yourself? What do you value? How do you value yourself? You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's really why I asked you that question. So, I wanted to dive deeper into that, and I went on, and like I said, I basically did a sermon. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though, because
Yeah.
I want that point to be made across. You understand?
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. It's such an important point.
Hmm. But yeah, like I said, like value is, basically of great significance, of great significance. Um, so that was that. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, Miss Pearl, um, I also have another question for me. I have another question for you. So, has anybody tried to challenge who you are, and how did you deal with that?
Challenge who I am.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I don't know what you mean by that question, but like, for
Like, has
example,
somebody like okay, so like has somebody like tried to, basically tell you, oh, you will never be this, you ain't worth this? Like, has somebody ever came at you in a negative way to make you think like, oh, maybe they're right? Have you ever felt victim to that mentality where you
mm,
start questioning like who you are?
not for a long time. I think so. When I heard that, I interpreted something different, and so I was going to say that like I challenge myself all the time, but I challenge myself in a different way in terms of like I ask myself, like, okay, why did you do that? Like, what's that come from? Like, certain patterns and habits and subconscious things that we do are often ingrained from childhood, right? And so, if you don't challenge these things, you don't change them. And for me, as someone that wants to keep evolving and growing and becoming better and more conscious and just like an overall evolving human, I'm always thinking about like, okay, like what's that from? How do I relearn? How do I recondition myself? How do I become better and think better and all these things? And so for me, I challenge myself all the time, like every day, because I think it's important for me to work past the habits that I have that aren't serving me and build the ones that are. And that's kind of my main focus because the better I do that, the more I can serve, the better I can show up, the more confident I am, and the more I can create who I want to become. I don't have to become who my parents told me I was when I was younger, right? And so I challenge that status quo, and that's why I think it's important to do this work and to take time for yourself and to analyze and to think and to ask yourself certain questions. But in terms of people challenging me, in terms of like I wouldn't say that's challenging. I would say that's people tearing you down. No, I don't really have space for that in my life, and I don't have people that currently do that in my life. And yes, I would say no to that part, but yes to me challenging myself to grow, if that makes sense.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
I know that. Yeah, sometimes it's the people that are around you that can help you get to that level of success. Um, has there ever been a time where you had to like, cut people off in your circle because they weren't, adding value to what you were trying to do?
Mhm.
Have you ever had to cut people off like that for?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. Like as I grow and evolve and as I become more entrepreneurial, like people have different interests and different things they like to do. And yeah, there's people I've had to not cut out, but I just drift away from. You drift apart, you don't talk as much, you have to distance yourself, set boundaries, right? And there's certain things that I like to do and things that I value. And if people aren't able to either do them with me or see the value in them with me, then we're not really aligned. And there's certain things I like to talk about, there's certain things I don't want to talk about. And people that talk about things that aren't positive or that aren't helping me grow or see things differently or like helping me become better, I don't really want to be around people that are just like dwelling on the past or negative or, that energy. So, yeah, there's many people who haven't grown as much as I have, and we all have different ways and levels of growing. And so, just finding people that are aligned with you in the same journey, doing the same thing, wanting to improve themselves, help the other people around them get better, like a supportive community, that's what I gravitate towards. And as you grow and evolve, you're going to leave people behind. That's just the natural way of things. And yeah, it's just how life goes. But it's important to be selective of your time, who you spend time with, who you communicate with, because your environment has a really big role in how you think, how you act, how you speak, and all the things. And we are very habitual beings, right? And we want to fit in with the tribe. So what your tribe, your community is doing, you're going to want to do to fit in. So you want to make sure your tribe is doing things that are helping support you to where you want to go.
That's a very important point right there, is knowing who to keep in your circle. There was a rap song that I listened to. It's called "Keep Your Squares About Your Circles." And see, I had to really, really understand what the meaning was when I first heard it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, squares out your circles. I'm like, what? Like, bro, like, like, what you mean? But I think, when I got older, started listening to it more. I'm like, I know and it makes sense, because when you look at a circle, is round. You know what I'm saying? And with the square, it's got edges. So when you
Mm,
put a square inside a circle, it don't fit, first of all. And second of all, since the square has edges, it can cut you. You ever had, what I'm saying? Like, if you ever had a paper cut, what I'm saying? Those hurt. Those boys hurt.
yeah.
That's what having a square inside your circle will do. It will cut you to the point where you're gonna start bleeding. You're gonna start bleeding out. And so that's another point that I want to emphasize, is knowing who to keep within your circle. If you are in if you are surrounded by a group of people who literally don't make you feel good about the dreams and the accomplishments that you're trying to go after, you need to cut them off. Now, I don't know. Everybody's different. See, I'm more of a blunt person, right? If you ain't adding value, if you trying to tear me down, you gone. I'm like, all right, bro, like, this ain't, you got to get up out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty more direct. I'm more of a direct person. I know some people are more about, oh, I don't want to hurt that person's feelings.
Yeah.
I want to, keep them around. Maybe they'll change, but, you know, that's part of taking control of your life, eliminating that unnecessary stress. And that's another thing that adds stress to people's lives, is bad relationships.
100%.
It's like you can have all these options. You got all these people that are willing to support you and are willing to give you the resources and are willing to help you along your journey, but you're going to try to hang with some low-hanging fruit. You're going to try to hang with some, what in terms, in my translation, is rotten fruit. You're going to
Mm,
try to surround yourself with rotten fruit. That's all they doing, is just adding toxic energy to your life. You know what I'm saying? That could be a part of releasing some of that worry, releasing some of that, anxiousness about your life, is cutting off the people that are of no value to you. Because
yeah.
if they ain't pouring into you, if they're not really, allowing you to feel confident about yourself, you don't need to be hanging around with those people. See, I feel like we become so obligated to please everybody. And it's like, you got to be around the people that's allowing you to grow and allowing you to become your best self. You know.
Yes, 100.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was gonna keep going. I'm sorry, but yeah,
Oh,
like,
no, I was agreeing.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, my bad. I didn't mean to. I didn't want to, like, cut off anything you said. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, you got to surround yourself with those type of people, man, because I know there's like a few friends, like some of your friends will try to discourage you. You got to be careful with those friends, right? Those friends where you, like, have an idea and you're like, okay, let's do this. And they're like, well, shoot, how you gonna do that? Like, that's not possible. It's like, bro, like, you hadn't even tried it yourself. So, like, how you gonna tell me? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful when you around people that, are trying to discourage you in that type of way, because those are the small-minded friends. Those are the type of friends that only want to see you go to a certain point. But once you get past that certain point, once you get past their expectations, then that's when you start seeing the hate. That's when you start seeing the jealousy. So if you got friends that are constantly trying to prevent you from doing stuff, those aren't really good friends at all. You know what I'm saying? You need to get rid of those people out your life. You need to, cut some of that anxiety out your life, cut some of that stress out your life, because it ain't worth it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Or have a conversation with them too, right? Like it's hard to I had a situation with a friend and it's hard to just say, oh, just cut them out. You know, it's about maybe having a conversation about I think open communication is so key and maybe you don't have to cut your friends out, but it's like, hey, like I don't like you when you say this, like why can't you be more supportive or whatever you're feeling and share that. And they might be like, oh, maybe, and it gives them a chance to improve and them a chance to acknowledge that, oh, maybe I am being like negative or discouraging for my friend. I want to change that. And so for me, it's more about communicating with your friends and your family and whoever's around you about certain things and seeing how they can also grow with you. And at that point, if people aren't willing to grow with you, and then you'd be like, okay, maybe you don't want them in your life. But everyone deserves a chance, in my opinion, to have opportunities to grow and be aware of how they're speaking and how they're making other people feel. So,
Yeah, you could do that too as well, like you know. But if it's like she said, if they still haven't shown you support, there's no need to waste your energy on people that's just going to continue to be negative towards you. Because that I understand that we all want somebody to support us. I understand that we all want somebody to love us and like us for who we are. But the reality is, not everybody gonna like you. I'm just gonna be real with you. When you going after your purpose, when you're going after whatever it is that you want to go after, not everybody gonna like you, and you just have to come to terms with that. So stop trying to stress yourself out, trying to, like I said, please everybody, because you're not gonna do it. There's gonna be
mm-hmm,
people, like even people close to you, are going to be all up in your ear, but that's part of the process. See, you getting somewhere in life, and you start developing haters.
mm-hmm, for sure.
Understand?
Yeah.
If you going somewhere in life, if you developing haters, I had to say that one more time because we that's just what comes with the success is haters, because that means you got something going on with your life. You know what I'm saying? That means you are doing something that they wish they could do, but they can't do. But,
Mm-hmm.
they tried it and maybe they didn't succeed. But the thing is, maybe you tried it, maybe you didn't succeed the first time, but you kept trying it over and over again, right? So knowing how to be able to live your life and be able to do the things that you want to do, that's one way on how to, like I said, just be at peace. You know what I'm saying? Be at peace with yourself, knowing that you're doing what you love to do. And peace comes at an expense. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to in order to gain something, you got to get rid of something. You know what I'm saying?
Always. Yeah. There's always a sacrifice to things that are worthwhile. And there's always things you need to give up to get the other things that are more worthy and valuable. So,
Right. And so, like, part of just being able to live within your purpose is, like I said, like, I've mentioned this before. You get 24 hours in a day. You get 24 hours in a day. What you do at that time is up to you. So, in order to really have, really be doing something that you want to do, you got to be able to understand, like, look, like, what is it that that I don't like doing? You got to eliminate out your day.
mm-hmm,
You got to eliminate. That's how you, that's one way that, take off stress off your list is, when you go back, you got to evaluate, okay, what is it that I spend my time doing? What is it that I hate doing, that I absolutely hate doing? And you got to take that out and replace it with something that you want to do. See, we feel like we got to be a slave to doing something that we don't want to do. Like, it could be your job. You may go to your job, you may have this coworker always in your ear talking and talking. You know what I'm saying? You maybe it's your boss, and you feeling like, man, like every day I gotta go to this stupid job, listen to this stupid boss. And it's like, bro, that's not a good way to live right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day I wake up, I'm excited. I am ecstatic. Like, this is the day. Like, come on now. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Come on, somebody. So if you're not waking up and feeling like that, you probably need to go back to sleep, wake up back again. You know what I'm saying? Or take some out. Like I said, take some out. Like, if you don't like going to that job, who's telling you that you got to go to that job every day when it's literally like stressing you out. Don't do that. Be like Cece. Be in the beat. Go somewhere. If you want to go somewhere, go somewhere. Be in the Be in a tropical island somewhere. Sit by the pool, man. Like, you know what I'm saying. Be like my girl Cece, man. Like, I know that she
Pearl's fine.
huh?
I said Pearl is fine. No one really calls me Cece, but thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's on your Zoom thing.
My
Pearl,
first name's
wait,
Pearl.
Pearl,
Pearl, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Pearl Cece. So that's your last name, right?
Cece's my last name, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Pearl. Okay, Pearl. I'm sorry.
No, no, good.
I'm sorry. But yeah, like I said, be like my girl Pearl. My bad. Be like my girl Pearl. Taking advantage of every single day, man. Um, so I do have another question for you. I know it's about 40 minutes, so I'll kind of I want to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of come close to wrapping it up. Um, I know that the new year is coming in. Uh, what are some of your goals that you have for 2022? I know it's still 2021, don't get me wrong, but going into 2022, what are you hoping to accomplish? What are you hoping to do better? Stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's always good. And there's one thing I always think about when it comes to New Year's. And last year, I like to set intentions because if you don't goal set in a way that's positive, and oftentimes we get disappointed because we don't make our goals and we don't end up doing what we want to do. And goal setting can be like another thing that just adds more things to the list and things that are unrealistic. And so oftentimes like to set intentions for the new year and things I want to always be working towards. And for me, I keep it really simple because I think the less things you do with more excellence, the better. And I just want to do more of what I love and be more consistent. And those are really it. And those two things I really believe are going to, for me anyway, help me be more in alignment, feel better about the things I'm doing in my business. Because if I can do more of what I love every day, I'll be more able to show up better, to be more consistent, to be excited, to want to work on these things and to just do more of my craft and help more people and be of service. And so those are my two things, and that's what I'm working towards in the new year. So yes.
All right. So then my other question is, how are you gonna make sure you stay accountable? Because a lot of people, they start off hot and then they fold. So, what are some ways that you're gonna keep yourself accountable and make sure that you accomplish what you want to accomplish going into the new year?
Yeah, I mean, accountability is a huge thing. And it's something all my clients definitely struggle with. And I'm the type of person that I'm really good at being accountable, but because we're all human, I have accountability partners. I have multiple different groups. Like it's a little bit extra, but I have like probably five different accountability partners. I'm going to hire a coach in the new year, and I have people around me that are always checking in on me and making sure that like we're always checking on each other and like asking ourselves about goals, what we're doing. And so having that community again, people you surround yourself with help get you to where you want to be if they are part of your, on the same level as you. So yeah, having people around me, and I'm always checking in, and I have people texting me every day and reminding, I set reminders, and yeah, I do a lot of things that help keep me in the zone and keep me consistent because like again, accountability is so key. And so setting up things in your life that help keep you accountable only helps you get towards your goals even faster and with more consistency. So it's really helpful to have that. If you don't have an accountability partner, I highly recommend you just get a friend or a mentor or a coach or something like that to help you with whatever you're working towards.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, man. Like I think you one of the first people that's ever mentioned that they was gonna have an accountability partner. That's great. Like,
Well,
cause
really? Wow. Yeah, they're very common, but that's a really good thing to have. Yeah.
well, you're the first person I talked to that said I'm gonna actually take it serious. Understand? Because I talk to a lot of people. They be like, I'm gonna start going to the gym. I'm gonna start watching less TV. But then when the month of even as early as February, when the month of February hit, they doing the same
Mhm.
thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. If you want to be serious about your goals going into 2022, you can take Miss Pearl's advice, get your accountability partner, somebody who gonna keep you in check. Come on, somebody, keep you in check going into the new year. Now, don't get me wrong, 2021 is still in effect. So if you have not accomplished what you wanted to do in 2021, guess what? You still got some time. Don't push it to 2022. Don't do that.
Mhm.
Understand? You still got time. So make sure that you use all of your time and still work toward it. You know, because if you keep putting in the work, you will eventually see it pay off. But the problem is a lot of people, give up on in the middle of the process. They give up right when they just are about to reach it. You know what I'm saying? It could have took one more rep. It could have took one more video. It could have took one more this or whatever, but you quit. So while you have time 2021, I encourage y'all to stay loyal to your goals and don't, like I said, this is a popular time where people are like, yeah, I'm gonna try and do this better in the new year. I'm gonna just wait till 20 people, I'll say people act like 2020, like the new year is new life. You still the same person. Understand. Don't get it twisted. You still the same person. But do you have the same mindset? Come on. Do you still got the same mindset? You understand? So if you can switch your mindset, you'll be able to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. All right.
Yeah, mindset's so key. Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Well, I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Uh Man, I know I had fun. Miss Pearl, you have fun, girl?
Thank you so much for having me. It was great to chat with you. I loved hearing what you had to say, and it was just good to be on the show. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, if you want to follow Miss Pearl on Instagram, follow her at Pearl Cicci, no spaces, no capitals. Once again, that's at Pearl PERLCICCI on Instagram. Make sure you check
Just
her
want to
out.
correct that PEARLCICCI. Yes, that's correct.
Did I spell it right?
Yeah, no, you said
Oh,
PERL, but it's PEARLCICCI.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it's okay.
Oh, my bad. Well, shoot, I didn't even catch. I'm glad you caught that. So, yeah,
I got you. Yeah.
definitely. My bad. I'm sorry. I messed up your own Instagram. I had it written down over here. But yes, I'll make sure to send. I'll make sure to put your Instagram in the bio so people can know where to follow you at and all that. Look at catch up with
Perfect.
all her latest and greatest. And I think we hearing the gunshots now. So
I don't know
I,
what they are, but there's something. So
yeah, no, but yeah, definitely go. Like I said, definitely go check her out. And also, as always, follow me on Instagram at Disinfecting Your Life. That's no space and no capitals. Once again, follow me on Instagram, Disinfecting Your Life, no space and no capitals. Also, follow me on Twitter at Disin Your Life. So that's at DISN Your Life and the number one. And also for my older generation who still use Facebook, follow me on Facebook at Disinfect Your Life. Once again, that's at Disinfect Your Life. And, be able to keep up with me and all the latest and greatest. And also go purchase my book. It has been out for the past 2 weeks. Definitely go get my book, Step Towards Your Purpose. Come on, somebody. It's available on Amazon. So if you want a copy of my book, type it in on Amazon, right? And definitely go get your copy, man. It was a grind to get that together, and it's got a lot of great nuggets, a lot of great motivational encouragement for y'all. So definitely go check out my book and also go get my merch. Step Towards Your Purpose. I'm gonna put the camera down. I got my famous hoodie on. Step Towards Your Purpose. Come on, that's what we're doing. That was the motto of 2021. In case y'all forgot, Step Towards Your Purpose. Make sure you go get you a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, and you can find that on my Instagram. Go ahead and click the link in the bio. And if you click eBay, it should be available on there as well. But anyway, that's a wrap for today's show. This your boy, Chris Simmons, alongside special guest, Miss Pearl. And we'll see y'all when we see y'all. Take care, y'all. Peace.
thank you so much.